Right, so where do I start? Losing to Tottenham is never good. Losing to anyone is never good, but especially Tottenham. But it's the manner in which we've lost again that is just unforgivable in my opinion. When they said earlier in the week that Poch was sacked, I thought typical. They're going to go all out now. Then they announced Mourinho. I don't want to talk about him because that's all we've heard all week. But it was nothing to do with him today. It wasn't that Tottenham were good. It was the fact that we were shocking yet again. If you cannot get up for it against Tottenham, then you're just not going to. We weren't shocking for, I don't know, probably 15 minutes or so. I didn't think we were that bad. But Tottenham were poor as well. That's the thing. But then obviously they scored, and then we just seemed to give up. Typical West Ham of late. And the second went in, and it's just, defensively shocking. Every part of it is shocking. So you come out second half, only 2-0 down. You think, right, okay, have a talking to. Pellegrini's going to sort this out. Antonio's coming on, fantastic. And instantly we go and concede. Roberto again, poor, so poor. And I'm not blaming him for the result because it's the whole team. Literally top to bottom, the club is a mess. There's no other way of saying it. But Roberto is shocking, and I don't know what Pellegrini is doing, sticking with him. He is so stubborn, and it sums him up. How I see it sums him up. He's stubborn. He sticks to what he wants to do, and that's that. Whether it's right or wrong. Keep saying Roberto's an experienced goalkeeper. He's, all this crap. He might be experienced. Doesn't mean you're any good. He's clearly no good. And I'm not saying Martin's any better, but you've got to give him a chance. And imagine how you feel if you're Martin and you're seeing that every week. Like I said, I'm not blaming Roberto for that result. Everything about our club is a mess. But then, 3-0 down. And actually, just before they scored their third goal, they should have scored. It was like they messed up. I can't remember if it was Mora or something. Anyway, so I thought this is it now. 4-0, 5-0, 6. I could just see it going on. But Tottenham sort of just eased off. I think they thought this is easy. They eased off. And Antonio made a huge difference. He is literally the only positive that came out today. The fans were pleased to see him. He's just, whether you think he's not technically the best or the most gifted, but his sheer strength, and he tries. And that's what I say at every single video. But I just want to see people try. And he 100% did. And it made a big difference. But one player, it's not good enough. And you need all 11 players on that pitch to have exactly that same attitude. And they didn't. So yes, again, a bit like the Newcastle game, we get 2 goals back. We had one disallowed, rightly so. So we lose 3-2. And you look at that and you go 3-2 against Tottenham. It is a bad result, but it doesn't. If you just literally turn the TV on at the end, or you had teletext, I was talking about that yesterday, years ago, and you check the score and you went 3-2, you'd be disappointed. But you think, that was a close game. It was not. Once again, the completely deceiving result, scoreline. Tottenham eased off. They weren't great. We were just shocking. And if that means that Pellegrini keeps his job for another week because we managed to score 2 goals, then that is a joke. I've said for the last few weeks that I think Pellegrini, his time's up. The fact that Roberto's prime example, the fact that he plays Ella up front on his own. I know obviously Antonio came on and they played more with 2 up front then, but it was too late. It's too late by that point. And another thing, right, okay, this is when I thought maybe he's trying to get the sack. And I don't like to single out players, but bringing on Sanchez for Diop, yes, Diop was booked. But at that point, did it really matter? He's then put Rice as a centre half. I don't know what was going through his mind. At that point, that is not the right decision. Absolute crazy. And the reaction from the crowd said it all. So there's so many things. I think he's just so stubborn and he sticks to what he believes. And I just don't think he's got a clue. And I think the players, the feeling is I get is that players don't believe in him. There's something massively wrong at West Ham United. And as I said, I'll always be a West Ham fan, always. It's in you. You can't suddenly switch that off. But you can become really disillusioned by it all and feel that it's not the club that you once knew, the club that I grew up with. It's just not the same anymore, and it's really quite depressing. I went to stay with my dad, and as you'll know, if you've watched the other video, I'm pregnant, so I'm probably, there's going to be games that I'm probably going to choose not to go because I don't feel good. And to be honest, when you go and watch a display like that, I think, why the hell did I make that effort? Because they didn't make any effort. And I just feel pretty down about West Ham and modern day football. And I think Pellegrini's time's up, but I think being our ball will just carry on. I think they'll just allow it to go on a bit longer. I was listening to TalkSport on the way home, and at the time, I think Arsenal were losing at the time. I know, actually, it might not have. Yeah, Arsenal were just, I think it was 1-0, and I was looking at the Everton game, and I thought, if Arsenal lose, or actually, if Arsenal don't get 3 points, if Everton lose, because, they're playing Norwich, so Norwich and Southampton, Arsenal and Everton are playing. Arsenal get a draw, Everton lose. Now, I personally think the first team that are going to react, I think, will be Everton, and I think they'll sack Silva. Arsenal fans want Emery out. We want Pellegrini out. But they were talking about it, and they were saying about these 3 clubs, and they said, it's a race. Who's going to act quickest to get Poch? Now, it's laughable, absolutely laughable, because there is absolutely no way that we will ever get him because of our owners. It just will not happen, and they will not react quickest. And I looked at the odds on our next manager, so let me read these out to you. So you got Benitez, the favourite. Now, a lot of people do want Rafa, and I am not keen. And it's not because I want Pellegrini out and you think anything's got to be an improvement. But exactly the mentality that people have criticised Pellegrini for recently, the fact he went to China and went for the money and said that actually, if you're going to do that, really you're ending your career, you're not really bothered, you don't have the passion you once had. Surely Rafa's going to be the same. So for me, I'm not that keen on Benitez. Next, you've got Chris Wilder, Eddie Howe, Pochettino at 10-1. This is clearly a joke, these odds. They're just clearly thrown them in and made them up. Ancelotti, Allegri, Gerrard, Houghton. I can see, I think Gio tweeted a few weeks ago saying that the sort of manager we'll end up getting is someone like Chris Houghton, and I think he's absolutely spot on. David Moyes at 14-1. Arteta, Southgate. It goes on. With the biggest odds at 33-1, Harry Redknapp. I can't see us getting anyone. I think we'll stick with Pellegrini for quite a few games. We are massively in a relegation battle, and anyone that says we're not is deluded. I'm not saying that we're a definite to be relegated and it only takes a few wins and suddenly you're, mid-table. But it is simply not good enough. And Tottenham, obviously, midweek, acted quickly. I don't necessarily think it was the right decision because clearly he was a fantastic manager, but they've been on a bad run of form. West Ham, however, will not take that action, and I can see that Pellegrini will be here for a few more games and will be well and truly into that relegation zone at Christmas, and then the pressure's really on. And I don't think anyone at that club has the mentality to deal with that pressure.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and follow me on Twitter @Flump9. Come on, you irons.